Imagine creating practical apps in the time it takes to write an email. Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly the promise and also the problem of something called vibe coding. The term vibe coding was first coined by Andrej Karpathy, and it's already reshaping how software gets built. Most of us have ideas that never move forward because building them feels too slow or expensive. Vibe coding changes that by letting you spin up a simple demo in days, not months, so you can get feedback fast and decide if it's worth pursuing. This video isn't about turning you into a programmer. It's about revealing a new way to save time and money while testing ideas. So let's dive right into it. Traditionally, if you needed new software, the process was slow. You'd write up requirements, hand them off to a developer, and then wait weeks or even months for something usable. That all changed in February 2025 when Andrej Karpathy coined the phrase vibe coding in a post on X. The idea was simple but radical. Instead of worrying about the code itself, you just describe what you want in plain language and let the AI generate it. For example, I could type, create a dashboard for quarterly expenses by department, add charts, compare the last year, show a summary at the top with the total spend and savings. Within seconds, the AI generates a working version right inside your AI tool of choice. If it's not quite right, I can simply ask for changes, such as change the color scheme to red, and voila, that's what you get. Each tweak is a natural conversation with the AI. Think of vibe coding as a whole different mindset compared to traditional programming. When developers talk about AI-assisted coding, they're still acting like pilots with their hands firmly on the controls, checking every line of code, making sure nothing goes wrong. Vibe coding, on the other hand, feels more like having a brainstorming session with a really capable assistant. You don't hand it the specs or technical blueprints. You just explain the business problem in everyday language. You're guiding the AI by feel. Adjust until the result fits the need. That's the true spirit of vibe coding. Less about code, more about flow and experimentation. Let's make this real with a quick and simple example you can follow. Say you are the head of human resources and you need a vacation calculator. In a tool like Google AI Studio, Claude, Bold, Replit or Lovable, you would prompt something like, create a web-based vacation calculator for our company. Employees should enter their start date and status. Full-time earns 10 days in a year, 15 days in years 2 to 5, 20 days after that. Part-time earns half, maximum carryover is 5 days. Show the results clearly with a breakdown. For this example, I'm using bold.new. And notice what I didn't mention. I didn't include any technical details like HTML, CSS, database formats, or frameworks. All I gave the AI were the business rules in plain language. And here's the result, a simple web app that works. With one click on publish, you will have a shareable link in seconds that employees can use to access the vacation calculator already tailored to your company's policies. For comparison, I also generated the same app in Google AI Studio, Claude, and Lovable. They all worked, but each looked a little different. You can decide which version you prefer. And remember, you can always adjust the design or features by just telling the AI what you would like to have changed. And the AI updates it in seconds. That's vibe coding in action. Not perfect, not always production ready, but often close enough to see your ideas come to life. Vibe coding can feel magical when you watch an AI spin up an app in minutes. But it is a magic. To make sure the results are actually useful, especially for larger or more complex projects, you need to ground it in some simple fundamentals. A helpful way to frame this is through 5 core principles, often highlighted in vibe coding. Those principles are thinking, frameworks, checkpoints, debugging, and context. You need to think deeply before you type a prompt. Think thoroughly to really define the problem you want solved and what the application is supposed to do. A simple product requirements document or PRD, which is often just a one-page outline of the project overview, key features and user flow, helps you clarify what you're asking for. The clearer your vision, the better the AI's output. If you're not sure how to build a PRD, just ask your AI, such as ChatGPT, to guide you through the process. The next principle principle of vibe coding is to know your frameworks. Just like builders use familiar materials, you should guide the AI toward proven tech stacks. For example, use React for the front end and Node.js for the back end and Tailwind for styling. Even if you don't know the details, pointing AI toward established frameworks saves trial and error. The next principle in vibe coding is to always have checkpoints and version control. Things do break, and having version control with tools like Git and GitHub, or at minimum the built-in history in tools such as Replit, gives you an undo option for your project. That way, if the AI makes a mistake, you can easily roll back without losing all your progress. Next is debugging. It's important to realize that errors are a normal part of vibe coding. The question isn't if they will happen, but when. The best approach, in my opinion, is to show the AI exactly what went wrong and ask it to suggest a fix. You can do that by copy and paste the full error message, sharing a screenshot, and clearly describing the issue, which gives the AI the context it needs to solve the problem faster. The fifth principle is providing context. Context is king, and generally speaking, the more the AI knows about your goals and environment, the closer it can get to what you want. So make sure you share your product requirements document, any mockups you want it to follow, and any other sample data that help the AI to understand what you're trying to build. These 5 fundamentals transform vibe coding from just vibes into a structured, intelligent process. Now, let's take what you've learned in the fundamentals and push it a little further. Instead of a simple calculator, let's build something more ambitious. An application that connects musicians with venue owners. The idea is simple. Musicians get more opportunities to perform and grow their audience, while venue owners can attract more customers and increase sales. Let's use ChatGPT to help us creating a product requirements document as discussed earlier under the 5 fundamentals for good vibe coding. I enter the following prompt. The output looks good and has all the necessary information and requirements clearly listed. We can now copy and paste this into the chat box of lovable.dev or any other AI vibe coding tool. Apart from the PRD, I will provide the AI with even more context in the form of the following additional specifications. The landing page should include a header with the company logo and navigation links, a hero section with a catchy headline, brief description, and a prominent call to action, a testimonial section with quotes from satisfied customers, a final call to action section to encourage signups, a footer with important links and social media icons. Now that I have all the relevant information in the chat, I can hit run and let the AI start generating the web app. What you will get back is a working prototype that already feels like a real platform. It isn't production ready and you will have to build the backend capabilities into it, but it's enough to show to potential partners, venue managers, or investors and say, here's my vision, my idea, what do you think? If you want to tweak something, just tell the AI what you would like changed. This is where vibe coding really shines, taking ambitious ideas that normally sit on the shelf and turning them into something you can actually test and show off. We've just seen a bigger example of vibe coding in action. Now it's worth asking, when does this approach actually work well and when does it fall short? On the plus side, vibe coding is fantastic for proof of concepts. You can walk into a meeting with a working demo instead of just some boring PowerPoint slides. It's great for building internal tools such as calculators, trackers, or schedulers that save your team time. Vibe coding is also great for personal tools such as small apps to make your own work life easier or for journaling, for example. But there are also plenty of situations where vibe coding just isn't the right fit. For example, you wouldn't want to use it to handle money or payments or anything with sensitive data like health or employee records. The same goes for apps where security is mission critical. AI can leave holes you may not notice. Quick tools also don't hold up well for long-term systems that need regular updates. And once you get into heavy websites with lots of integrations or projects that demand polished custom designs, vibe coding will almost always fall short, at least for now. In short, it's great for simple, low-risk ideas, but the more complex or sensitive the project, the less suitable vibe coding becomes. When it comes to vibe coding, there are plenty of tools out there. ChatGPT and Claude can generate code from plain text. V0 by Vercel is great for polished web interfaces. Bold and Lovable let you build full-stack apps conversationally. Replit with Ghostwriter is beginner-friendly and lets you code and test in one place. Cursor and Windsurf are more of pro tools. They are AI-first code editors. Some of these tools are web-based, meaning they run fully in the cloud. Tools like Bold, Replit, Lovable, and V0 are in this category. You log in with your browser, everything runs online, and you can share a link instantly. That makes them perfect for quick experiments or sharing demos with your team. Others like Cursor and Windsurf run locally on your own computer. These give you more control, more customization, and often better performance for bigger projects, but they also come with more responsibility and a much steeper learning curve. So the choice often comes down to speed versus control. Both have their place in vibe coding, and the trick is knowing which one suits your project. After seeing the pros and cons, the tools and some demos, here's my take on vibe coding. Vibe coding is exciting, and it works best when you treat it as a way to explore and test ideas quickly. Start with projects that don't carry big risks. Things like personal tools, internal dashboards, or prototypes you just want to try out. What's ahead is also important. We're past the hype phase, and we are learning that vibe coding can create headaches if it's pushed too far. But the future will likely bring smarter AI models that understand business context better, along with tools that can automatically check for security or scale issues. More and more, the workflow will be hybrid, where we prototype with AI and then refine it with experienced developers. Vibe coding isn't magic, and it isn't a replacement for professional development, but it is a powerful sketchpad for the digital age. Used wisely, it can help you save time, validate ideas, and impress colleagues with working demos. Used carelessly, it can leave you with fragile apps that cost more to fix later. The winners will be those who know when to play with the vibes and when to bring in the pros. That balance is the real grown-up approach. So what do you think? Have you tried vibe coding yourself? What worked and what didn't? I would love to hear from you in the comments. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical AI insights for grown-ups. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're not late to the AI party, you're right on time. See you in the next one.